Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. Well, I've had a heck of a time trying to get this building moved. I've got some pretty stout jacks. This is a 7,000-pound farm jack. Came from China, purchased at Harbor Freight, I would imagine. I got it at a garage sale, but it looks like a Harbor Freight jack. And I put a 6-foot pipe on the handle, was able to raise the jack, but I couldn't let it down. It was too much friction on it, bound up. So to get it out, I had to put this old jack underneath it. That jack doesn't have a rating. It's just an old jack that I have. But it's a toe jack similar to what this one does. And I was able to stand on the handle and just lift the building. And it doesn't get hung up. It's simple as the day is long. It's only got 2 pawls, one for lifting and one for holding. This one, I think, is stuck because it won't go into the down position. I think I had too much pressure on it. So in any case, old's better. My thinking was I could just grab a hold of this with a tractor and just pull it. Well, that wasn't good thinking because it didn't work. Now the tractor's got enough pull to pull 3 bottoms through the ground, but it couldn't get this thing to slide. I think it's because it sat there long enough, the dirt worked its way up around the rails and made a lot of friction on it. So now I'm going to try and set it down on those 2 rollers. Then I've got a couple of cable winches that I hope are enough to let me pull this thing loose a little bit. Big thing you got to watch with these, don't get in the way of that handle. It will come up and take your head off. Now, I have to get that up high enough. That's it. That's going to release off the bottom there. In an effort to get this jack out of there, I did all kinds of things. I lifted and tugged and pulled and shoveled and moved things and just worked myself to death trying to get that out of there, with finally having some small success. Now the plan, at least my plan, is to slide that jack in under there, but might be too tall. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. If it is too tall, then I got to dig out a hole, slide that plate underneath there. Yep, just like I suspected. Okay. Nice thing about dirt, you can move most of it. Some of it's pretty hard to get out of the ground, but most of it you can just grab a shovelful or two and move it out of the way. Rocks in there though. Rocks and roots. Just in general, obstinate items that are going to try and create impediments. All those roots are not helping at all. Well, I'm hoping that's enough. Working pretty hard here today. Ah, yeah. Just about perfect. Except I want to go a little wider. in under there. Yep, just far enough back. Should hold. I think I need to have something to act as a go-between. Spread that load out a little bit. That plunger is going to sink right into that wood. Always going to be difficult, aren't you? Given two opportunities, they're going to take the hard one. Oh, okay. I'll put a jack under, or a shovel underneath that plate and lift it up a little bit. Shove that hydraulic ram back into the jack. These jacks haven't been used in, oh man. Well, I never used them here at this house, so that's at least 13 years. And it was few and far between that I needed them at the other house. There we go. A little misunderstanding. Soon settled. Just a little too long. Wouldn't you know it? No, it's okay. We'll put it in this way. That'll give it enough. Surface area to hopefully pick that thing up. Okay, now that's a pretty good amount of jack. And I think if I drop this down, that piece of angle iron is going to end up sitting right on top of the jack. Those are almost as heavy as the building. Just kidding, but sure feel heavy. Yeah, it's down on that. Down on the jack solid. afraid that jack's going to slip. Left side's going down in the ground. Sure as the world it's going to try and slip. I have a pipe roller underneath the building sitting on top of a 2x6. And it's just not quite big enough. But I'm trying to realign it to see if I can shove it back further and get the thing to act as a wedge to lift the building up. It's not working. Gotta tell you, this is getting to be a pain in the butt. There. But I need a bigger piece of pipe. I think I got one. Okay, the larger diameter piece of pipe in there should let this thing stop. Before the jack bottoms out. At least I hope. Nope. Not even a little. Caught between a rock and a hard place here, folks. Oh, just made it. came loose. I'll get that jack out of there before something slips and it goes down again. There. All right. Well, I got it on rollers, but I'm going to need to rest a lot before I do the next step. I'm pooped. Working hard, but I got it up in the air. I got it on 2 rollers. That's a darn sight further ahead than I was this morning. Now, I'm going to move the jacks over to the tractor shed so that they're, well, the lawnmower shed, so they're protected. I don't want them sitting in the garden shed right now. No extra weight. This is an 8-ton hydraulic jack. That Harbor Freight says it's 7,000 pounds, so that's a little less than 4 ton. This one picked it up with a short stub of a handle. That Harbor Freight, I had to put a 6-foot bar on the handle to get it to lift, and then it hung up. This is an 8-ton jack. That means 16,000 pounds it'll lift. That Harbor Freight's a 7,000 pound. It lifted it, but there was so much strain on it, it wouldn't let the pins come out to release. It was just hung up. So this old railroad jack here lifted it off the Harbor Freight jack. Fairly easy, but still, I've picked about 5 ton with this thing, and this shed was all it wanted to pick up. So I'm thinking this shed's an awful lot of tonnage. It's got to be just because it's wet. I mean, I got some concrete pavers in the back to help with the floor, and I got some concrete board on the walls, but not that much. Maybe 1,000 pounds altogether. And it's clear on the back edge. We weren't lifting it. We were 10 feet from it. So I don't know how much this shed weighs, but it weighs a ton. It weighs a lot. It doesn't weigh a ton. It weighs more than a ton. I'm at a point where I'm gaining. Hopefully I don't have it tip off the jack like I did last time. I want to bring the tractor over with the blade on it, turn the blade around, and set it on the ground so it acts as a dead man. Then I'm going to hook up winches and see if I can't pull this thing with winches. When you put the extra pulley on it, it's good for 2 tons. Can't think of the word for the extra pulley. In any case, I'll bring the tractor over here and I'll hook up to that, see if I can't get it to start moving. I am hoping that I can get it moving forward and get it off whatever it's hung up on. Whether roots grabbed it, that's possible, or it's just stuck into a trench and too much friction from the dirt on the side of those 4x6s. In any case, we're going to give it a heck of a try.
This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union without the express written permission of the parents or the legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.